What's the matter, chickie babes? You guys afraid of the camera? Is that it, huh? Hey kids, happy Memorial Day 2016. You know, Memorial Day is always a special day to me because so many people in our country have given so much to preserve our rights and our freedoms. And one of those rights and freedoms is the right responsibility to keep and maintain firearms. Our founding fathers of our country knew from the get-go that the time would come when we're going to have to throw off our existing government. In fact, it's written directly into our Constitution. It even goes so far as to say that those that have the ability have the responsibility of doing such. Well, I like to exercise my rights as much as the next person, and so I really enjoy shooting. I just bought this. It's a little Ruger American 22. And I put a Vortex 2-7 variable scope on it, and it's just 22 caliber, so it's not, you know, not a big bore, but I need a little 22 here on the farm because I'm seeing some fox scat and some possibly bobcat scat on the ground, and so I think I may have a predator issue. And so as I start letting the poultry free range, I'm going to lose a bunch unless I can start defending them. So today is the first time I've shot this. I just ran 10 shells through it. I got it sighted in, and now time to play a little bit. Now I like to get on a roll, get down really low and solid. I bring my left hand in to support the butt of the stock. I leave the gun resting out here on the blanket roll. And oh, I don't think I have one. Yep, I had one chambered. Okay. Well, getting to know a new gun. I'm not familiar with it yet, so bear with me. So, okay, so here we go. Fire in the hole. One of the things I know from all the shooting and hunting I've done in my lifetime is how to get a good trigger pull. For those of you that aren't aware of that, you take a deep breath, let half of it out, then acquire your target and shoot, while holding your breath so that your breathing doesn't move the gun up and down. And it's also a matter of having just the right amount of finger in the trigger. This one's got a little safety switch on the trigger, which is kind of neat. But knowing just how much finger to have in there so you can pull the trigger pretty crisp. Let's shoot another one, shall we? There we go. Now this is just a little 22. Now what that means is 0.22 diameter of an inch. They're just wee little tiny bullets. They're good for, oh, maybe something as big as a fox or a bobcat. That's kind of on the big side for them. They're really good for gophers, squirrels, rabbits, rats, that kind of stuff. These particular ones are from CCI, 22 long rifle, lead, round nose, 40 grain. That means the bullet that comes out, this lead piece that comes out weighs 40 grains. That's the weight of it. They're a round nose as opposed to a hollow point. You know, this isn't any kind of specialized fancy ammo. It's not made for any specific purpose. It's just good old plinking 22s. And just a lot of fun to get out and shoot. And something I think every American should be doing today on Memorial Day. You should be out with your kids. Unfortunately, my kids are in Ohio. I'm hoping my son's taking my grandson out and doing some shooting today, but maybe, maybe not. But I'm certainly shooting today on Memorial Day because a lot of men have died, so I can have that right. And to honor them, I'm going to enjoy shooting today. So, especially my new little 22, it's kind of fun. I used to have a really big gun collection, really big. And over the years, due to economic stresses and what have you, I've got rid of most of them. Now that my economy seems to be improving maybe a little bit, hopefully, time to re-inventory some stuff. I'm not crazy. I don't need any assault weapons, or, you know, not that I'm opposed to that. If you want an assault weapon, that's fine. You have every right to have one, protect your house. I prefer having a small, short-stocked, short-barreled shotgun in the house. To me, I can maneuver that around a bit easier, and I don't need to shoot real far if I'm just defending myself. I need to shoot in close. So, and I like the big shot pattern, so I don't have to worry about aiming too much, because when you're all excited and hyped up over someone breaking in your house or whatever, but that's my personal choice. That may not be yours. If your choice is a handgun, that's fine. If your choice is a, you know, an M16 or an Uzi, that's fine. I'm an advocate that we should be able to own anything we want. I should be able to buy a tank. I should be able to buy a 50 cal. I should be able to buy the same weapons our military has, because a time may come when we may have to use them against our own government. Not that we're planning it, not that we intend on doing that, but the rules that our forefathers set forward in this country was designed so that we can do that if we have to. We should do that if we have to. And we should keep ourselves prepared for that if we have to. Now, most Americans can afford to buy their own food, so people hunting for subsistence up here in Alaska, there are some folks that do that, but for the most part, you know, frankly, it's a lot cheaper for me to go to the grocery store and buy meat than it is to go shoot a deer with all the transportation. And, you know, when I used to live in Ohio, we would drive out to Colorado to go elk hunting. That's just crazy. You know, I mean, we did it more for the fun, you know, the event, the memories and stuff, you know, but just to put a couple 100 pounds of elk in the freezer, it'd been a whole lot cheaper just to go buy half a steer and throw it in the freezer. So it's not done just for the economic standpoint. It creates memories. It's part of life. It's a necessary evil. It's a necessary evil from a management standpoint. Hunting is the way we regulate the population of wild animals. I've seen time and again places where they've stopped hunting of deer. Oh, they're so pretty, Bambi, we shouldn't shoot them. And then next thing you know, the deer overpopulate, overbrowse their environment, get sick, and then you lose all of them. They die, the whole herd. This happened, actually, a good example was this. This happened on an island off of Connecticut. I think it was a small island off Connecticut that had a deer population. Everybody wanted the deer to be left alone. They didn't like hunters having deers, you know, dragged over the hood of their car or whatever. So they stopped deer hunting. I think it was 6 years. In 6 years, the deer population got so large that it destroyed all the habitat that was on the island. It ate everything. And on the 7th year, there was no deer left. None. That winter, they'd all got diseased and sick, and the whole herd died. So then they had to have hunters come in who financed a restocking program and brought more deer to the island and restocked them, let the population recover and grow back to where it should be. And then they managed the population with bow hunting, which was a viable way of hunting inside a heavily populated area like that. So, time and again, we've had examples of that. And time and again, hunters have proven to be the true conservationists. They invest more time, effort, energy, and money protecting wildlife than they do what little amount they actually kill. So just for on the record, Grandpa's Farm, pro-gun, pro-hunting, pro-rights. If I lose viewers because of that, well, that's okay, but maybe you should hang out and listen a little bit and learn something, and maybe try to tolerate and understand my perspective, and you might find out that there's you know, there's two arguments, or two sides to that argument. So anyhow, hot out here. I'm gonna shoot some more. Well, Lily, where you been? What have you been doing? Where you been, goofy dog? She's been out visiting the grandparents, I think. With her huffing and puffing as much as she is, I could hear she was over there. I didn't have to worry about her walking down range of me. because I'm kind of low on this table. And accidents happen. Very good friend of mine, good sportsman, good hunter, set up a rifle range on his property, but the property was undulating like this, and he had targets set way back on the far side of a lake, and he was sitting there target practicing and shooting, and bought a new rifle and was sighting it in just before deer season. And as he was shooting, his dog, a Labrador Retriever, just like Lily here, but a black one, she popped up right in line with the target just as he squeezed it off, and he shot her right between the eyes and killed her. He was devastated. I mean, he was devastated over that. Just an accident. He certainly didn't intend on killing his dog. And, you know, what's the odds that the dog would just pop up right there, you know? He had acres of land. What was the odds that the dog would just come up right there? It was just an oddball. Sad, but just an oddball. That's shooting just about perfect. I'm fairly close range. I'm only in here about 25 yards right now. And I'm shooting an inch high, which is exactly where I'd like to be. Yep, but I'm about a 1/4 inch to the right. So I got to move left about a 1/4 of an inch. So there, I think I just adjusted it over a 1/4 of an inch. You can turn these dials on your scope and that will make the necessary adjustments. Well, I may have gone too far. Now I may be a 1/4 inch on the other side. Yep. I always take 2 shots to confirm something. So now I got to go back right there. That should be it. That should be dialed in now. Quite literally dialed in. Now you know what the term dialed in comes from. Yeah, perfect. Right between those two. First I was a 1/4 to the right, now I was a 1/4 to the left. Now I'm right smack dab center. Just about that high. Very cool. Very, very cool. What do you think about that, huh? 5 shots, pretty much in the same hole. I think that 22 is a keeper. Don't you? That did a pretty good job. Well, folks, you have yourselves a wonderful Memorial Day, and don't forget about the men who paid the price. Don't forget about all those who died so that we can have these rights and we can enjoy this day. Let us not forget. Thanks.